Good morning, everyone. So this video is going to be an update on my peach tree that had an I don't want to say an infected branch, but it had a branch that was dying. It had a bunch of holes. It's the one that came from right here. It had a bunch of holes on it, so a lot of bugs, insects, burrowers, whatever you want to call them, they were living in it. So to cut my losses on that part, I just cut the branch off, threw it away, because I'm pretty sure there's still some insects living in it. So here is the update. So as far as, let me come back, this part goes, it's sealed. So it's been, what, today's February, Valentine's Day. So February 14. So it's been about a month and a half. I did want to wait to do it till at the 2-month mark, but this guy has a lot of fruit growing already. So my understanding of, I guess, how fruit trees work is that the tree with the leaves will focus on growing, you know, investing energy back into itself. But when the tree gives fruit, see little peaches, when the tree gives fruit, the tree's pretty much putting energy into creating the fruit. You know, it has a seed to, I don't want to say reproduce, but pretty much to be able to multiply in a way, by planting the seeds. So this tree, or peach tree, I don't say it's crazy, but you know, sometimes it gives, you know, just like this one right here, one little fruit or peach. Sometimes it has two. Just break this one. It has two, 3. See, there's, might be hard to see, that one has 3 in it, and then this one right here has 4. But not all of them will take. Usually 2 or sometimes even 1 will overpower the other ones, and the other ones will stay small. But I don't know how it does it. I mean, it does its own thing. So what I am going to do is, in order to have the tree invest energy back into itself, I'm going to cut all the little fruit, all of them. It's pretty easy. Just grab, turn, or pinch. Pretty much get rid of all of them. And you know, you might say, oh, what about the fruit? You know, you're getting rid of the fruit. You know, isn't that what you want the tree for? So you can eat the peaches? I'm like, yeah, I do want the tree to give fruit, you know, and enjoy the peaches. But the thing is, I would rather have this year where I go without eating any of the peaches, instead of, you know, having my tree die and then having to start all over, you know, from the beginning. So that's what I'm gonna do. Every single one of these fruits, I'm gonna cut them. That way the tree can just focus on growing, can focus on, you know, having nutrients flowing through it, instead of, I don't want to say wasting it, but instead of putting its, you know, energy into maturing these fruits. So a friend of mine asked me, like, what the heck is this? And if you look at it, it does look odd. It's bumpy. I don't say it's a tumor, but I remember right here there used to be a branch that came down, and I didn't like it. So I did chop it off. I sealed it, just like all these right here. And then it might be hard to see, but you can see where the new growth is starting to, I guess, cover it. So over time it will close this wound right here. Here's an old one. Might be kind of hard to see, but this one, same thing. I cut it, I sealed it, and you can see it's somewhat, I guess, bumpy or sticking out. So this one, you know, slowly look like this, but I guess it kept healing over itself, so it just kept growing bigger and bigger. But I didn't want to cut it, because if I cut it, that's an open wound to the tree. But right now it's pretty much out of control, so I have to do something about this. If it's something else or something wrong with the tree, I have no idea, but it did start off as a cut. All right, so well, let me remove this real quick. So right here is where I had the two big major sunburns or damage done to the tree, and I did add some grafting tape to seal it, help keep the moisture in. That way, when the cadmium layer or the outside of the tree starts to heal or grow onto itself, it will, it will do it fairly easy. Now, I did put a piece of wood or stick, whatever you want to call it, right here at the bottom, simply because I have made the mistake, and this was a learning experience, where I wrapped up the whole branch with grafting tape, and it actually caused more damage than... All right, give me a second, baby. More damage than, I guess, good to it, because water was starting to accumulate, the humidity, and it got soggy. Part of the branches, not on this one. So in back of the house, or in the backyard, I did have an apple tree that I wrapped wrapped the branch all in grafting tape, and you can kind of see the little bubbles of humidity or water condensation in the inside, whatever you want to call them. But since I wrapped the whole branch, it pretty much started to die, began to rot, and that was a learning experience for me. So on this one, I did add the tar looking thing on the wound, on the damage that was here, and then I wrapped it in grafting tape to sort of help with the humidity, so it doesn't get dehydrated or cause more damage. But on the bottom, I did put a stick right there to sort of help prevent the damage that I did before to another tree, to this one. So it is looking good. I will continue cutting all the fruit off, and that's what I'm going to do. So far so good. So just like this one was bulky, sticking out, this one is getting bumpy. On the other hand, this one might be kind of hard to see, but let me grab a stick. Here we go. So this one, somehow it hasn't closed. So if you look at it, it's inside. So I'm just gonna pinch it and then pull it out, so you can sort of see how far it goes in there. And that used to be a branch. I cut it, I sealed it, just like I did this one, this little one, or even this one. But for some reason it hasn't closed. So I don't know, this tree sort of does what it wants. All right, so something I forgot to mention, as you notice, I did put aluminum foil. The reason for it is to prevent the grafting tape or the wound, or the damage that I'm trying to, I guess, protect from overheating or getting too hot. So by applying the quick aluminum foil, it'll reflect the sunlight, it'll prevent this general area from overcooking and causing more damage. So that's about it, and we'll see how things go, but so far so good. Thanks everyone.